recording in progress.
Did you all hear that?
Yeah.
That is something new.
I know.
That is something new. So I'll have to look into that. Anyway, we're being recorded.
Yes, we are. Hello. Any questions from last week, or have you tried any of your foot exercise? Do you have any
Yeah.
feedback?
I've been separating my toes.
Okay.
Me too.
Thank you.
After the shower.
How's that working?
It's working well.
Okay.
I still have my plantar fasciitis. I
Uh-huh.
took an acupuncture session, and I'm going back but at least 3 more times. So
Yep. Great.
I'll let you know.
Yep.
Getting old. I have been planting my foot on the ball of my foot, like I learned from I can't remember who it was. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Last
I
time,
think it's
be more
Kathy. who mentioned
ball
it.
of the foot present than the heel.
Mm-hmm.
It still hurts, both sides.
Yeah.
Are you getting better?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, my acupuncturist said that instead of icing 3 times a day, I should apply heat.
Actually,
That
that's
was
yes.
interesting to me.
Chinese
And makes
medicine.
sense, makes sense for
Chinese
the healing
medicine theory never says ice it. But
that's interesting.
but it is important to ice it in acute condition. So
exactly. when it first starts, exactly.
Sprain your ankle, you have to ice it. But after a while, the heat increases the circulation.
Yeah,
Amy, you have a
psychiatrist said to do it 3 times a day, so I thought that was interesting. But I'm going to heating it now. So
okay, Amy.
Okay, so I really damaged my back.
Oh.
And I've been pretty much flat on my back since Monday.
Ooh.
And I don't know, I'm in pain. And I'm on vacation. So
oh no.
Not a good combination.
Not a good combination. No. So somehow I need to get it snapped back into place. It's not muscle. I think I was lifting boxes, and also I was walking a lot on Saturday. And I didn't stretch, and I think I should have come home and stretched, and I did not do that. Do you have any suggestions?
When this is happening, like it just start to happen, and if you're in a lot of pain, I don't know if there's any like that much stuff you could do, because you might want to just baby it for now. But a lot of things you can use your ankles to kind of get the lower part of your body working to kind of get the the proximal part of your so foot massage, foot bath to kind of keep your ankle area warm and mobile.
Which I've been doing, especially when sitting. I'm constantly, doing my ankles, my toes.
Is sitting comfortable?
Right now, I'm fine. If I were to move in a certain direction, I would not be fine. And how you taught us to stand up, I'm from the chair, I have to do that. And I also kind of do it when I'm getting ready to sit down.
Okay, so you have to like consciously think about how you move. Yeah, well, I guess that's the way that you should like be careful for like next week, to just really, I think if it's injured really bad, you shouldn't stretch it, you shouldn't massage, just kind of have to baby it to let it heal.
So I'm supposed to fly next week. I can't fly like this.
No. Is there any medical care facility around there that you can at least like,
There
get
is,
out?
but you know, you go to these places and then they'll x-ray it and this
Yeah.
and that, and then you pay up the wazoo, blah,
Yeah.
blah.
Mm.
So, I mean, if worse comes to worse, I'm gonna have to go to one of these facilities. But
Mhm.
I'm hoping if it would just crack, I can tell if something is out of alignment.
Okay.
If someone, and I'm not going to a chiropractor.
Maybe not. They'll probably ask you to do X-ray too before they do anything. You could kind of see what's happening with your glute area. Maybe that's like got tightened up and that kind of affected your back. But I would be really, really careful. But
And it's making me off center. So I
Uh-huh.
look in the mirror and I'm leaning to the right,
Mhm.
and it's my lower left.
So heat does heat makes it feel better?
No, so I did heat
Mm-hmm.
Monday night. I thought, oh, heat. Yeah, the heat was good, but the next morning it was worse. So then I read on the internet, so I started icing, and then yesterday it was better. So
Okay.
now I'm trying to ice it so that I don't feel the pain.
Acute phase. Mm. Okay. So just baby it.
Okay.
And we'll send you a lot of healing vibe.
Healing.
Thank you.
Come home safe.
Yeah. If it's not one thing, it's something else, huh?
No. Well, today I thought I should we have a topic today because you guys some of you guys always there's one person a week send me a question about certain conditions, so I appreciate that. So this week we're going to talk about the varicose vein.
Ah,
So and Amy, when you come back, we'll probably after your back is all better, we could talk about how to kind of do the exercise to prevent your back spasm or muscle spasm.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
So yeah, we won't do the back exercise today because we don't want to make it worse. But we're gonna continue to do the leg exercise and maybe do the hamstring stretch. That might help with your back.
Okay.
So let's do that today. So the varicose vein, I think all of us are very familiar with that. Either we have it or we know somebody who has it or you've seen it. So I am going to share screen. Do you have any question before we start? Are we good to go? Yes. Okay. Thank you for the thumb. Share screen. And we're sharing the varicose vein. Okay. Can you see this one? Let's see. Remove the control here and do the play. Can you see this okay?
yes,
Yes.
yes.
Enough for you guys if I go this way? Where is the pointer? Can I do a pointer? No, I can't do a pointer. Oh well. Okay, so can't do this one. All right. So the varicose vein, you know there's a difference between vein and artery. Artery is what pushes the blood out of the heart, goes into the places. Vein that brings the blood, deoxygenated blood, back toward the heart. So everything goes toward the heart. So as you can see, so on the on the left diagram, which is the normal, just functioning vein, has a little valve. So the arrow is toward the heart. So, and the vein doesn't have any other mechanism, built-in mechanism to bring the blood back to the heart. So it had to rely on the surrounding muscles, like actual muscles, to squeeze and release to get the blood moving. So once the blood moves up, it doesn't. You don't want this to go down and pull because of the gravity pulls you down.
Mhm.
So there is the valve like this. So when it's pushing up, it opens, and when it's the muscles relax, it closes. So it should close properly, like seals. So so it prevents from blood to pool. But when you know, as we keep using our bodies, or if you have a lot of pressure in this area, it kind of loses the function. So that's what you see on the diagram on the right, varicose veins, which can you see that valve is not like closely shut, and it's just kind of goes all over the place. And as the blood pools, pushes it builds the pressure, it pushes out, that's why it kind of gets the squiggly vein. So all that sadness. And so and this is one of the uh, uh typical thing you see on your skin. That's the varicose vein. And it gets worse, that what gets the all squiggly and bumpy. So that's what I wanted to show you. Stop share, going back to us. So, and there's no like, the procedure is just, there's no cure, because once it's kind of dead, it's dead. So you can't like revive that dysfunctional vein. But if it's the smaller venule, like littler veins, they once it loses the function, it just goes away and some other parts takes over and the new one comes up. There's the medical procedure that they blocks the little vein and blocks the blood supply and just let it, like it kills the little part that's um dysfunctional, and they just kind of disintegrate. For the smaller one, the larger one, they block it dies, and you can remove it. You block it, cut it, remove it. So it's a surgical procedure, if you really want to get rid of it. But the prevention
Yes.
prevention is always the exercise. I'm sorry, we're always going back to the exercise, the damn exercise. You got to do the exercise. uh Basically, it's not just any exercise, but just engage the muscles. So going back to the causes of varicose vein, is not moving. So if you're stuck in one posture, whether you're standing or seated, if you're stuck in one posture, it's just same thing. There's no movement. There's always something happens if there's no movement. So both ways, whether it's uh, exercise science or Chinese medicine, there's no yes, the spider veins are the same. Yeah, spider veins are like a baby version of the varicose vein, I think. So like when it happens in um the little veins, it happens in the
I was told by my doctor that hemorrhoids are varicose veins.
Yeah.
And I
yeah.
had a hemorrhoidectomy,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess that's what, now I know what they did, that they closed it up, sewed me up. It was horrible, 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 horrible. But it
So
did cure me. Knock
so
on wood.
it's caused by the pressure. So
Yeah.
that's the same thing that what about taking
And
collagen supplements?
it also runs in
Maybe
family.
because the collagen supplements, see, I don't know how, I mean, I don't know. But when you take your collagen is a part of amino acid, right? Building block of
Mm.
protein, and the collagen is what uh, forms the skin, the surface, and keeps that, keeps the plump look. Um, so, and also, I think the bulb is that's involves the collagen and the production of a collagen. But when you ingest the collagen, right, as a supplement, what happens when it enters to your stomach and like broken down into stomach acid? Does it absorbed as a collagen itself? Is it delivered into that site as a collagen? I don't know. So
Yeah, that's what I heard, that it can also harden blood vessels, which you don't
ah
want to have hardened. So I have girlfriends who are taking it for their face,
mm-hmm,
and they're gorgeous. However, they were gorgeous before they started taking collagen.
mm-hmm.
So I don't think it's as controllable
Yeah.
as you're saying.
Right,
Where does
like
it
where
go
does
when
it
you
end
take it?
up in?
Yeah,
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 and in what form? Yeah, so
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. So, of course they want to sell because the collagen sounds good because I need more collagen,
yeah.
for the skin. But does it really deliver? Does it like maybe the direct injection does it? I don't know. But just know that there's a long way. So when you're ingesting anything,
Yeah.
supplements, vitamins, anything that goes into your stomach first and goes mixed into with the stomach acid, which is pretty, strong stuff. It's broken apart. Then it goes to the liver and it's like gets absorbed. So I don't know. Yeah. So, but the natural way of collagen is the collagenous part of the meat, like the um tendons,
Yeah,
tendons
gristle,
and uh
gristle, the bone at the end of
yeah,
bone,
yeah,
that's the
yeah, yeah,
gristle.
like
Yeah,
yeah. So when you have like that's why they were saying like the bone broth, how bone broth is all of a
yes,
sudden like
yes.
huge.
Mhm.
But basically that's a natural form of collagen. So maybe that is a better way to ingest the collagen. I don't
Jello.
know if that's yeah. So yeah. Uh then have read that collagen could harden the blood. Yeah. So the hardening or the bumps in the artery, those are collagen fibers, right? That kind of makes the os- osteosclerosis. I can't even say the word, but the thing, the little bumps that forms in the uh that's also the scar tissue ish kind of
Mm.
thing, and it involves the what do you call it?
The valves.
No, the in the blood there is platelet aggregations,
Oh,
collagen buildup. So
is that where you get uh, blocked arteries and stuff? Is that platelets?
platelets are the platelets are what mends the breakage of the skin.
Okay. Yeah, and I
So
know I've
that's
donated
the part
platelets.
of you. So they're trying to fix it, but sometimes they don't line up, and they are also they send the collagen fibers, but the regular skin they are all line smoothly, but when they're trying to like mend it, so it's kind of like a scar tissue. So I think a lot of things can happen but the cause is the breakage of the lining of the artery, right?
Wow.
So
So what are clots, blood clots?
clots are, I think they're collagen. I don't know.
Okay.
I thought they were
It stick together.
cold. I thought it was like scabs and blood. I don't know.
So I think it's part of the platelets, aggregated platelets.
Hmm?
Sticky. Get it.
I will look it up, or if anybody can Google it.
I'll look it up.
Okay.
What are blood clots? Thank you.
It's caused by a variety of things.
Yes.
Um, yeah, I'm trying to, in the leg, you want to go for the leg?
Yeah, I think it's basically the same thing. So the build up that stays there is called one thing, and when it travels, and it's the other thing. But I think it's the collagen and the platelet.
Yeah, it has to do with blood clotting, which, like if you cut yourself, then your blood dries up and it stops
Mhm,
bleeding. When it's
Right.
done its job, it usually breaks up, but sometimes it can go wrong and they don't fall apart. They can be
Right.
dangerous and lead to medical conditions. They get
Ah,
stuck, especially in your legs if you sit for a long time, and you can get it in your arteries, which carry oxygen in your blood from your heart to all the cells of your body. This can be very serious. It keeps oxygen from getting to your heart, lungs, or brain and causes a life-threatening emergency like heart attack or stroke. And you can get it in the veins, which is going back to your heart. And the symptoms are more gradual, but it can still mean trouble.
yes.
And if you learn the warning signs, you can get medical help, which makes a big difference in keeping you out of danger. Some clots happen with few symptoms or none. So then it goes on.
Okay.
Sometimes it hurts.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
sometimes
that's
it's warm.
deep vein thrombosis.
Right.
Or you can turn red or blue or get itchy.
Yeah, that
Swelling.
itchy too. Yeah, when they So basically the blood clot blockage happens in the blood vessel that supplies the heart. That's the heart attack that goes into the blood vessel that supplies the on your brain that causes the stroke. So when sometimes it's stuck in um uh the lung, there's something. So it's like sometimes it's stuck in the lung. There's some aneurysm, I forgot what that was. And when it happens, the deep vein on the major vein on your feet is called the deep DVT, deep vein thrombosis.
Yes. That's right.
Like economy syndrome, right? When you're stuck in a small cabin for a long time. So okay.
So what are the exercises?
Use the muscles.
Okay.
So maybe like, before you, Amy, you come home and you're on the plane. So let's talk about, so the varicose vein doesn't really happen in upper body, right? You always see it on your legs, on your calf, on your thighs. So because the legs are lower part of the body and the heart, it's the farther out, from the heart, and it has the bigger vein, or because it's like a lot of places that you have to collect blood back in. So when you're seated, this is where I was giving a presentation from, so that's why it's a little cleaner today. And I have like ferns and stuff. But you can't see my feet. Okay, so the easiest way, we did this last time too. When you're seated, like right now, what engages your calf is when you are, so this is the calf. So when, this one doesn't move, but when you point your toes, that's when engages your calf muscles. So just do that, right? You could either point your toes by lifting your heels. So this is probably the easiest and most unnoticeable thing to do when you're on the plane, right? So you just heel up, down, up, down. Do you feel that
Mm-hmm.
leg, your calf being
Yeah.
eased? See? That's pretty easy, right? That's doable. You could also combine it with lifting your toes up. When you lift your toes up, you feel the opposite muscles, right? So that's your shin muscle, which is the tibialis, right? You feel that
Mm-hmm.
in the front. Then you lift your heels. You feel it on your calf, right? Toes up, heels up, toes up, heels up. How's that feeling? How's that feel?
Good.
Good. And you can go faster. Toes, heels, and you can just,
Right.
and you have some room. You can walk out. You can walk in, out. So that engages it kind of gets your hips and your glutes too, right?
Right.
So that's just really easy. You're just sitting down, just rocking your feet. If you don't have anybody on your sitting next to you, you could do this, just in and out, in and out. Just keep working on your toes and heels, Yeah. Okay.
How
So
about with your legs up in the air? Does that help?
you could get this.
I mean, actually up in the air.
Oh yeah. That helps because it's just
Yeah.
gravity, and gravity helps you too. Like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
That gets, so when you're keeping your feet up and you can just relax and shake your legs.
But
Yeah,
don't
that's
sit
like
on the plane.
gravity pulls the blood down.
Yeah.
Yeah, so so before you go to sleep,
Mm.
like,
It's easy.
yeah, that's easy. So you can just throw that in before you go to sleep. Just get your feet up and just
Yeah.
Or first thing in the morning.
And the process of lymphatic drainage, the idea of massaging toward the heart,
yes,
from the ankle to,
yes.
to the groin, that feels good. And it also is helpful too.
So they in the lymphatic drainage, you need to open the furthest destination first.
First, exactly.
So then,
Ankle up.
if you're actually the furthest, meaning to the closest to the heart. So this is the one of the big lymph nodes area.
Yeah.
It's the inguinal area. And also behind your knees. So you could start with just very gentle. You don't think this as a massage, or more of a gentle kind of rubbing, right? So, where you have your, the underwear line, right? So don't push a lot, but just like this. You want to have a slight pressure, but not a lot. Okay, so this is inguinal area, right? So you could also do this seated. So it's here. And the next one is behind your knee.
Right.
So be careful, don't stick your fingers there, but use the pads of your fingers. Just kind of cup it and don't dig it in, but just kind of use your whole body, just lift, just nice and slow, nice and easy. So then you could start from, so you could even start from your thigh area. So it's like this. Well, this is my arm, but just pretend this is the on your thigh. But you want to just, this is your hip. This is your hip.
Okay.
This is your thigh. So just like this, then go here. Push down and up. Here, 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 here. So your arm position, your hands position's moving down, but the general direction is always toward
Turn
the
the
hip,
heart.
right? Yeah. So pushing up towards your hip, push up towards the hip. So when you do it on your legs, starts close to the thigh. You see? So push. So you could use the weight and the movement. Push and pull. Push, pull. Push, pull. Push, pull. Then like maybe like break this into your hands width maybe. So it will be like like 4 or 5 sections. So push, push. So maybe 3 pushes, then move down, push, up, push, up, push, up, move down, push, up, push, up, push, up. Then right above your kneecap, push, up, push, up, push, up. Then finish with just lower to high. Okay. And everything behind in the back comes back to the front. So you could do this. So back, but everything goes back to here. So back, bring it up to the top of the thigh and to the inguinal crease.
But once you have a bad vein, you can't really fix it on your own, huh?
No, but it can help from getting worse
Okay, thank you.
by we talked about dry brushing. It's the same deal. It's just when you're rubbing, always towards your heart, because that's where the vein is getting the pressure by having the pooled blood. So if you help them going up, so maybe it can regain some of the strength, or if it's weakened by putting a lot of pressure, by removing the pressure, it might, I mean, who knows, but it might, if it's in the earlier stage,
Yeah,
it might be improved. So, you never
because I
know.
can see mine on the front of my shin. And so your thing about pointing your toe up, are down to get that, because I was thinking, well, there's no muscle there, so how am I going to
It
do
is the
that?
muscle there.
I'll have to rub it.
Yeah. So is it when your shin, is it on like meaty part of your shin or right on
On the top of my leg, right on the top. It's
right
up
on the top
here
of like on your bone?
It's it's just on either side of the bone. I mean, if
Okay.
the bone is there, it's just on either side of the bone.
Mhm.
And the one is right down the middle of my leg, right above my foot, my ankle. There's
Uh-huh.
one right there.
Yeah. So just keep moving that ankle area and also just
Yeah,
do that.
I will. Thank you so much.
And I think by doing this, you might get a better color already.
Yeah. I mean, they're not horrible yet, but I
Yeah,
don't know.
but you
if
want to
they're
stop
horrible.
it there.
Yeah.
Kyo, I have a question.
Yes.
So when you are working your hands along the groin, so you are sliding it along the line. So in
Mhm.
terms of the pressure, do you apply equal pressure going down and up, or when you are going down, you apply a little bit more pressure? Not the legs, but the groin.
Oh,
Yeah.
just equal pressure.
Equal
going,
pressure. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's going this way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just not
Non-specific. Okay.
it's not a huge massage, but it just
Okay.
kind of getting that because the lymph nodes are kind of different places. They're all kind of all in this area, so you're just kind of hitting them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
So same thing with here, because you're just kind of doing this. So this is actually the final destination for the lymphatic fluid. So for the belly button up,
Yeah.
that's where this goes. From the belly button down, this is where it goes. And from here, it's all end up in the heart. But so the inguinal area and the like right above clavicle area is
Mhm.
So actually, I have a question on this one too. When your hand sliding, is it along the clavicle, along the bone, or slightly diagonal, like or perpendicular?
it's
Uh,
just easier to aim for right. I am touching the clavicle.
yeah. So the sliding would be along
Yes.
the clavicle. Okay, not
The-
diagonal across.
The
Okay.
skin
I'm
above
getting to
because
see your
my
bone.
Right.
clavicle is like kind of diagonal.
Right. It's
Right.
along the
Along-
direction of the.
yeah.
Okay.
So think about moving the skin over the bone.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
Sure. Okay, where are we? So varicose vein. So move the muscles, ankles. Oh, so going back to the ankles. So our famous leg circles. Whether you're seated or you're lying down on the ottoman or on the chair, whatever. Just do point flex, point flex. So do this first and circles. Okay, and circle the other way. Okay, since we did that side, let's do this one too. So point flex, point flex. Again, pointing gets the calf. Flexing gets your tibialis. Mainly, it just works everywhere, right? And ankle circles, everything is engaged, and you're touching all around the muscles around your feet, lower ankles, and that's connected to your calf, the shins, to the knees, eventually to your hips. But yeah, okay. So another thing you could do is the leg extension. So up and down, up and down. This mainly gets the your quads, but just another way to move and squeeze your muscles. So all the stuff you can do while you're seated. So how do you? So this is the quads, leg extension. Sorry, I get the. How long should you do the leg movement? This is not folded. Well, let's say just make sure you are not staying still in one position. So if you're sitting for a long time, if you're seated for like 45 minutes, do something. So just these are something that gets stuff moving. This is not the only solution for the varicose vein, but it's one of the prevention and one of the easy way to get things back from here back to the heart. So so this being still is what's really bad. Is being still, whether you're seated or standing or even lying down, is just being still is bad. So don't just get stuck in one position. Yeah, get moving.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. So we did the leg stuff, knee stuff. Oh, okay. So what we're talking about is leg extension. Now it's not showing my legs. So leg extension is what extends the leg, right? So if you're here, and if you need to do this, the muscle have to be on top. What's leg flexion?
Bringing it back.
Yes.
behind you.
So that's leg flexion, and that's the hamstrings working. So we do a lot of leg, that's leg extension. The easiest, kind of most simple way is make sure you're stable, but that's the
Yeah.
leg flexion.
That's good.
So make sure when you do this, you add this. So if you're just standing on a bus stop, people are gonna think you're crazy. But so you could do that's leg extension, leg flexion. Make sure you're not doing this because this is tight. This is flexed. So the proper way to do leg extension is to make sure this is straight, right? So this stays flat, right? So when you're lying on this floor, that's really good too because this can't go anywhere. But bringing your heel to your butt, you feel that one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right? That's your hamstring saying hi.
Bye.
Hi.
Hello, I'm hurting.
Yo, I am your hamstrings. So the easiest way to kind of get there is to first point your leg back. So you're already there. From there, this goes back and point. So always go back here so you don't get here, right? Back, point, up, down, up, down, up, down. Or you could just do a little 80s kickbacks to get your cardio and hamstrings at the same time. Does that make sense to for the front and back and the opposing muscles?
Yes, thank you. And thanks for the this one about keeping your thighs straight.
Mhm.
That was, yeah, that was really good. You can really feel the difference.
Right. Yeah, you can really isolate and you can really feel and it's good to be here anyway, because when you sit a lot, this gets tight. So that stretches your hip flexor too. So that's a good combination. All right. So let me put the leg back to my person. Any questions? Any comments? Body parts? Stretching? I have one more kind of easy self-care stuff. So you could also grab the meat and shake, right? So when you don't have to do this, but if you want to move your calf, you could just grab and shake.
Baby.
But that also kind of loosens, of course, also brings the circulation, but also gets the fascia. So it loosens up your fascia by grabbing. So just the grab the meat and shake technique. So you can do that on your thighs too. So you could just grab and shake it. Grab and shake.
Shake and bake.
Is that kind of releases the tension? You
Mhm.
feel?
Yeah, it feels good.
Yeah, right? And you could actually do that on your tummy too. Like anywhere you have meat. You
I
could
got a lot of meat there.
you can pinch and shake. And surprisingly, when you work on these areas, because a lot of things can stuck in here. So
Oh,
don't go so vigorously, but pinch and do this. Sometimes this releases a lot of pressure on your back too.
Mm.
And also that those love handles
Yep.
that I get. How's that feel? Doesn't that kind of relaxing? Yes, I get this one too.
This one I really need.
Let's talk about that one. So,
Oh, let's not.
no,
But the wings,
the wings.
The wings.
When you're like waving your arms and keeps waving after you stop waving your arms. Have you noticed this tend to stay cold compared to other parts of your body?
oh,
No, not really.
no.
Really?
No, this part.
Oh, I have a sweater.
So again,
That's
what's
warm.
the closest lymphatic drainage area? Is your armpit.
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah.
So again, if you have your lymph node removed from your armpit, I won't recommend this. You should work on the side is you have the intact lymphatic lymph nodes. Work on that side. Don't work on that side because you don't want to overload on the side it's already compromised. Okay. So near the armpit, you have the chest muscles, right? So when you stick your forefingers in your armpit, front part is your chest. Don't stick it in to hurt yourself, but it's right there. So you can just kind of get this.
Ooh.
It's not used to
That's a
being
little
touched too much.
weird.
is it?
So it's kind of like on the front part when you go up.
Yeah.
In the back is actually it's your lats, right? You feel that one?
What's
That
that?
can get
Yeah.
really tight too on the back. But you could also, when you are massaging your armpit, again, don't, it's kind of like with the same as the back of your knees. Use the flat part of your fingers and just gently, just do. And again, same as the thighs, right? So on your back side of your arms, push gently, gently. So be patient with your triceps. So push and just the pressure is toward your armpits, right? So here and push down, push down. So anywhere behind, so this part, the back, entire back part of your, so you could do, start from the closest part, push, 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 move up and push, move up and push, move up and push. Do that a couple times, then just gentle drainage.
Well,
Kyung, does that dislodge fat cells so the fat cell can be removed from your body?
No, I think it's indirectly, yes. Because of so we're draining the lymphatic fluid, and at the same time, you are kind of facilitating the circulation, right? So whatever is stuck there, it will drain. By increasing the circulation, it could do something with the fat. So how they could,
Not gonna hurt.
I don't want to say break it down and drain it, but it converts and also kind of makes the facilitate the drainage of the buildup.
Yay, thank you.
Indirectly can reshape your upper arm. How's that sound? Okay.
But
But it doesn't melt the fat, because I don't want to sound like, oh, this is like the great thing.
yeah, tricep muscles, tricep exercises are good too. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also when you want to reduce your body fat, I'm sorry to say, it's the cardio exercise and also the movement. It
Yeah.
just, movement is what it, so.
yeah.
I'm sorry to, like, every time I have to say it's gotta do the exercise, but it's like exercise is kind of it. So yeah. So whoever comes to, like, whether massage or acupuncture or anything, I like the stretch and exercise is the most prescribed stuff that I still do, because that exercise is just, we're made to move. I'm sorry, but speaking of movement, let's do some arm movement. So movement gets stuff moving. So do you remember our little arm circle stuff? Right? So make sure this doesn't hurt your shoulders. Okay? And we're going to do the combination. So this kind of does the core stuff too. So, and you could also do this seated or standing, but you could do the seated. So get your arms straight. And it's not this circle. It's a circle with the entire arm. So you should feel the movement in your shoulder joint, right? So you don't want to be big. It's just very small, controlled movement. Go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So make sure your chest is up. So it's not like this, right? It's like this. Get your arms out, your shoulder level. Like this is up. You also feel when you do this, you want to feel your shoulder blades going down and controlled. You're stabilizing your shoulder joint, right? So you could do this. Now you could do rotate up and down. So if this is too high, you can always do the comfortable, as long as you're feeling the rotation around your shoulder joint without any pain. So the burning of the muscle is a good thing. You're fatiguing the muscle, okay? Now palm side up, back to circling. And you're like, straight to the side. Now you're gonna do rotation here. And this one, you should feel a little bit more on your triceps, maybe. Make sure your chest is up, so it's not like this. Palm side up in circles. Back. Now, palm side down. Now, this is more like muscle and brain. So one arm up, one arm down. So make sure they are both doing the circles. And if you notice that you have to work on your core, keep your core tight. Otherwise, you're just going to go all over the place, right? And switch.
Did she switch arms?
Chest up. Yeah. Switch arm again. Switch arms again. You hold it there. So the opposite from actually either leg. So make sure you're stable first and lift one knee up. Keep the circles. Don't switch your arms yet, but switch your legs. Keep your tummy tight. Now switch your arms. Amy, be careful with your back. Keep your arms, switch your legs. And both forward and relax. How was it?
Feel it in the core.
Yeah.
It's a little challenging, right? And you can feel it on your core that you have to be responsive. Yeah, you get a little sweaty. And like a little stuff like that, it gets you. And you can do this seated. How amazing is that? So you're like in the meeting, just don't mind me, I'm listening.
Right.
And how often do you get to use this area that much? Just so
Right.
make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Feel good? You a little warm up here? Okay. Let's take 3-minute break.
Okay.
So come back at 5:07.
Okay.
Okay, get some water. And I'll take any questions if you guys have any questions. I had to do hamstring stretch. Next week is June. My God. So we're gonna talk about the back.
Oh,
Hey, Amy,
yes.
how was your arm and leg stuff? Didn't bother your back? Was it okay?
When you were picking up the left leg,
Yeah.
I couldn't do that.
Right,
So I was
right.
picking it up with my arms and then
Mhm.
I just let it go. But
Yeah.
everything felt good, especially grabbing the fat and massaging it.
Yeah, so that might be a good thing to do, just to focus on, like, get everywhere around your, so that's my belly button.
Uh-huh.
So kind of pull. You could also grab and just pull away from that to just kind of get, I don't know if you can, like, bend, but if that's too much, you could, so you could also grab this way. So when you
I can
bend, you have enough meat to grab, yeah? And then grab, and you want to pull away from that. So grab,
Okay, that feels, yeah, that's good.
okay. So maybe get your, like, front part, so even like over your there's like an extra meat up here. You could just grab it and give a little gentle shake. That might be
I'll plan on doing that for the next few days.
good, good. And we're gonna do the we're gonna work on the hamstring stretch before we go. Oh, 5:09. Are you guys ready to
Yeah.
resume? Okay, so there are so many different ways to stretch your hamstrings, but basically hamstrings does this. So if you go here, right, that's when you're stretching. So you could do this on the, well, let's do this seated first. So when you're seated, you could have an extra, either ottoman, table, sofa, chair, ideally a little bit lower than your chair. So your table is higher than your chair. Well, normally it is. So sit on the higher part. Okay. So make sure your knee is comfortable. Okay. So, and by lifting your toes up, you're anchoring the one end of the hamstrings and not rounding, but you're pushing your chest forward towards your toes. That stretching. So that you should feel the stretch on the back of your thigh and also behind your knees. And of course, on your calves a little bit. So you could do this straight, and you could also sideways, so you look outside of your leg, and you could also look inside or away from the leg. So you could do straight. So make sure you're comfortable. Twist and forward. Twist the other way and forward. Okay. Yeah. Let's switch. The other leg comes up. Lift your chest up. Don't round your back. Lift. So when you lift, you might feel enough stretch. Then don't go any further. So if you have to keep your knees bent, just work on doing straightening your leg. And if it's too much, have the lower thing to put your foot to put your leg on. So toes up, chest forward. All you need is the comfortable stretch. Don't push. And add a little twisting. So look outside. So twisting happens at your hip. Up and twist the other way. So 3 variations, right? Straight, right, and left. How's that?
Good.
Good. So keeping your hamstring flexible can prevent back injuries. So a lot of back pain, if it's muscular, if it's not caused by any other stuff like arthritis or the disc issues or anything, if it's muscular, it could be caused by the tight hamstrings. So sometimes stretching, hamstring stretch itself can just loosens your back issues or like lightens the back stiffness. How do you feel after the stretch?
Good,
Good?
good.
Good. Ah, getting the thumbs. Very good. Thank you, Jan. So, and the hamstring don't get stretched because when you're seated, your knee is like always bent, right? So it never gets to straighten. So you could even, sometimes when you're seated and you need to like lift one leg up and stretch it out, and that makes it feel better. I mean, that's what your body's telling you, like, hey, stretch your hamstrings.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank
So,
you.
so we're gonna do more of the back stuff, and next week we're gonna maybe see all the back musculature and look at insertion and origin and insertions. Any questions or any body parts you want to talk about? I'll take topics. Or you can always email me.
Okay.
Okay.
Good
And I
message.
will look up the blood clots. I will study blood clots. Blood clots.
So if we do the back next week, will we also do the upper back?
Sure. And
I can't be here next week, but that's okay.
Oh.
But anyhow, okay.
we could do the lower back next week, and we can do upper back week after next.
Thank you. Yes.
Okay. Any particular upper back issues?
It's just, I've always had that tightness. I guess if you put your hand down there, it'd be at the end of my fingers.
Mhm.
It's always there. In the morning, I do stretches like this and I open this up, but I just can't seem to get that spot. And I know that Jill has talked about, like, when we tap here, it actually goes back there.
Uh-huh.
And so I have been kind of paying attention to that, but it's not loosening it up.
Also, you know how we lose this curve because we're just so looking forward and everything's forward. So maybe, when you have even like a small towel, when you roll it up and just fit right behind your neck to get this stretched out, sometimes that can just solve the problem too. So try that and see.
I use a neck pillow a lot. It does help.
Okay, good. So, because this doesn't get enough stretch, I don't think in daily living in the
Like that one when you push down and go up.
push down, go up.
Yeah.
So maybe do that next week and week after next. You're like, I don't need you anymore.
No, we always need you.
So that's my goal so I could just give you enough tools that you could just solve your problem on your own.
Yeah.
All right.
Good.
Oh, that's it. So
Thank you.
take care. Amy, when you coming back?
I don't know. I was supposed to fly Thursday, but I'm not gonna fly next
Right.
Thursday. I may try Friday. I don't know.
Okay.
Whatever I can get a cheap ticket back home.
I see. All right. Well, take care and
Have a good flight back whenever you come.
Thank
Be
you.
careful.
keep, so this week,
Yeah.
pinch your meat and shake it.
Good. Good.
Keep shaking your meat. Yeah.
I'm shaking. What are you doing? Shaking my meat? Oh, I can.
All right.
I can.
Happy pinching and shaking.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a
Bye.
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 nice.
Thank
Bye,
you.
guys.
Bye.
Oh, how about that, the link for the hula dance?
Oh, I think she already went off. I'll get it from her, send it around.
Okay, thanks, Jan.
Yeah, no
Appreciate it.
problem. Yeah, okay, honey.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And remember, stop in and see me sometime when you're down at the center.
Well, now I'm gonna be there twice a week when we open.
Good.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind.
I will. Come
All
out
right.
to your garden and have a glass of wine.
Sounds like a good time.
Okay.
See
All
ya.
right, honey. Bye. Okay, now.